The people who claim to have the most love for Jesus Christ are those exact same people who will push everyone away from Jesus Christ. What's going on, my beautiful people? I wanted to talk about something. Happy Sunday. I'm doing pretty good. It's the weekend, so I can't complain. Today, I wanted to talk about how I keep my faith in Jesus Christ as a transgender man. But before we get into that conversation, I want to thank everybody in my last video, the solar eclipse video, that realized that they were supposed to say solar eclipse at the end of the video to be entered in the $25 giveaway. With that, I will be sending you the money on Cash App. You'll just have to give me your Cash App name when I do choose the winner. I was going to do it in this video, like I was going to do the announcement in this video, but I didn't really get a lot of people that entered, I guess. Like, not a lot of people clearly watched until the end of the video, because only like 4 people, I think, entered. So I'm going to try again this week, and I'm going to have you guys watch until the end again. And I will tell you guys to say something in the comments. And if you do, you will be entered as well, so that there's a big enough pool of people to where I can actually pick someone, because it's not really fair to only pick from like 3 or 4 people. So yeah, stay tuned until the end if you want to be entered in the $25 giveaway. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about how I keep my faith in Jesus Christ as a transgender man. First, I do want to say that I'm not going to be preaching to you, because why would I do that? I understand that there's people that don't believe in God, and that is perfectly okay. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel, and who am I to make you think otherwise? Kind of what I want to talk about today, actually. I just want to talk about like my personal experience, because I get a lot of questions from people who are like borderline, I don't know if I want to be Christian, I don't know if this, I don't know if that, because I'm trans, or I'm gay, I'm lesbian. And there's just a lot of people who don't know what they should do, because they are a part of the LGBTQ, and to a lot of Christians, they think that it's a sin or whatever. So I kind of wanted to just talk about that, because it took me a while to understand that it's okay. So I was brought up around a Baptist church, and I was never forced into being religious as a kid, but I was a kid, and I was forced to go where my mom and my grandma and everyone went. So I did go to church as a kid. I didn't go all the time. Like, it wasn't like I was going every single Sunday. My mom just kind of did it to make my grandma happy, and because she's a very religious person. And so growing up, I do remember going to church quite often, but not like every single time. And me and my sister, we also were in Bible school, but I was so young that like I don't even really remember it. Like, it was all I was doing was like coloring pictures out of a kid's Bible. Like, that's all I remember and took away from that experience. We always would go to church on Easter. We were that family, the ones that always made sure to go on Easter. And so I kind of grew up believing in Jesus because my family did. I just knew that Jesus was on a cross and he sacrificed himself, and just like the bare minimum stuff. Then as I got a bit older, probably like 14, 15, it's not that I didn't believe. I still believed in Jesus and God, but I stopped going to church. My mom didn't really go anymore, so I didn't have to go, obviously. But I did start going, and this is super random, but I started going to church with my friends who are Catholic. And again, this just shows you how little I knew about religion, because I didn't go because I was Catholic. I went because all of my friends were Catholic, and they all went to like youth group and all these things. And as a kid, I'm like, oh, like this looks fun. All my friends get to do it. Why don't I? My friend's church allowed me to go to these youth groups at night with my friends, although I had no reason to be there, but I still got to go. And again, I had no idea what being Catholic really meant. I just know I got to be with my friends and hang out. A little further along, when I started to realize that I was into girls, living as a girl, I really started to kind of distance myself with religion, because I know a lot of people will say that you can't be part of the LGBTQ and be religious. So I believed in that, and so I kind of just did away with religion altogether, because I'm like, well, I like girls and I appear as a girl, so yeah, I kind of stopped believing altogether for a good 4 or 5 years. I mean, every now and again, like when I was in like really shitty positions in life, I would pray, but like throughout the year, it's like I didn't actually care to believe. I'm not here to judge anyone that only prays when they're in a bad situation, but typically you should believe throughout the year and not just when something's going wrong. When I started to really get invested with my transition online and kind of talk about my experience as a trans guy, that is when religion started to get really toxic really fast. In person, as you can imagine, no one thinks twice about me being transgender. I don't really ever have to hear people be against the LGBTQ in religious spaces, because they just see me as a guy. They don't know my background. So in person, life's great. Nobody gives me a hard time. And it's really not until I go online and I share my experiences as a trans guy. People who are religious can be so evil. The people who claim to have the most love for Jesus Christ are those exact same people who will push everyone away from Jesus Christ. I said what I said, because they will push you the furthest away from God. They want us to love God, but they scare us all away. And that's what was happening to me when I started to kind of identify within the LGBTQ. The people that message me and tell me how they're confused and don't know if they should still follow their faith because they're a part of the LGBTQ, the reason why is because of some of these Christians who are just so hateful, so judgmental, and such hypocrites. My girlfriend right now is a very religious woman, and one of the things that I love about her is she has so much faith and so much love in Jesus Christ, and she just believes so strongly. And it really took her to make me realize that, one, Jesus Christ is real, God is real. And again, this is coming from a place of like myself. I understand that not everyone believes, and again, this is not me trying to push you to believe, but I'm just saying for myself, I know that Jesus and God are real. And it really took me being with my girlfriend and to continuously prove to me that I am loved regardless of being trans, regardless of being into girls. If you still see me as a girl, like whatever the case may be, I am still loved endlessly. And I do everything in my power to do the right thing. I live this way, but I don't harm anyone. I'm not doing anything. I'm raising my stepson with my girlfriend. I'm loving my girlfriend. Like, I'm doing everything I can in my power to be a good person, not judge others just because I may think what they're doing is a sin. That's not my place to correct their sin or not. No sin is greater than another, whether it's as bad as taking someone's life or as little as stealing something at Walmart. No sin is greater than the other. As although we see it that way and we do think some sins are worse than others, at the end of the day, in the Bible, no sin is greater than another. And so I personally do not think being transgender is a sin. Other people do, but I'm not going to allow other people's opinion on that to make me stop being who I am. Because another way I see it is, if I was not meant to be this way, then I wouldn't be this way. And with as much faith as I've grown in the past few years, I truly believe if it was wrong, God would have spoken and he would have led me into a path that looked different than this. And if anything, I'm just being led into a path to continue to be this way. And I'm becoming a better person the more I transition, because I'm happy with myself now. Meanwhile, while people are hating on me and telling me that I'm committing a sin and I'm going to hell, this, that, and the third. Those are the same people who are telling me to off myself, saying super hateful things, saying things like if I ever had a trans kid, I would take their life. Like just saying these crazy things, but then also saying that I'm a sinner because I am living as a trans man. That's so wild to me. Like, so beyond wild to me. And at first it took me a couple years to kind of realize that the people online, their words don't matter. And some Christians' words do not matter. At the end of the day, my relationship with God and Jesus is just by myself. It's not with the people on the internet. It's not with the people at the church I go to. It's not even with my girlfriend. Me being trans and my love for God is between me and God. It's not between anyone else. So to anyone who is very unsure if they can still have faith as a person that is a part of the LGBTQ, the answer is yes. So that's what I wanted to talk about in today's video. And if any of you guys have more questions about this, because again, I really do get a lot of comments and questions from people in the LGBTQ saying, how do you keep and hold so much faith and stuff like that? And I would love to have a conversation with you in private if it's something you want to talk about in private. My messages are always open. Join my membership on Instagram. It's only $4.99 to have access to talk about whatever you want and to see my private posts that I don't post to the general public. So if you have any questions at all, do not refrain from asking. That's what I'm here for. I did want to bring up, I just got back from getting new brake pads. And you want to know why I got new brake pads? Mind you, I just got new brake pads like 6 months ago when I moved from New York to Arkansas. I literally got them about 2 days before moving to Arkansas. Meaning, if anything got messed up, I had no time to fix it because I was moving to Arkansas in 2 days. And when I got here, I noticed like a noise coming from my back wheel. And there was nothing I could do about it. And little did I know, the person that put the new brake pads on back in October in New York did not put them on correctly, and they were loose. I got the brake pads for proof because I'm going back to New York in June, which is about a month and a half away. And I'm going to bring those brake pads back to that place and be like, listen, I want to be reimbursed for all of this because I didn't even need new brake pads. Y'all just didn't put them on right. So I guess to enter in this giveaway from the solar eclipse video, if you made it this far and heard my little rant, type in the comments brake pads and you will also be entered in my giveaway. All right, until next time, love y'all.